find ABC, CBS, NBC, and even PBS on your local TV dial, but chances are you've never listened to or seen the largest American radio and television network. That's because all its stations are outside the continental United States, from Alaska to Antarctica, from Spain to South America, and even on ships at sea.
We are located in about 22 countries and territories in virtually every corner of the globe, and that includes the Antarctica, it includes Alaska, it includes practically all the major continents.
Colonel Floyd McBride is the officer in charge of the American Forces Radio and Television Service, a network set up specifically for U.S. servicemen and women and their families in remote outposts around the world.
We provide both radio and television entertainment and news material in a variety of formats. On the radio side, we provide both AM and FM types of program services, music services that reflect the contemporary sounds being heard on American radio stations. On the television side, we provide in videotape, both half-inch and three-quarter-inch formats, all of the top popular entertainment, news, variety, religious, and sports programs, again, that would be available if they were here at home.
AFRTS started during World War II with a few record players and public address systems, and now has more than 800 radio and television stations operated by the armed forces. But don't think the programs are military propaganda or old movies. The daily schedule reads like a who's who of Nielsen ratings hits.
Well, you could take probably any top drama or sitcom currently showing in the top 50, and the last time we ran a specific check, I think we were providing something like 47 or 48 of those. So it's all categories of current, contemporary, popular programming.
The list includes shows like 60 Minutes, 8 is Enough, Primetime Saturday, and Sesame Street. AFRTS Director for Programming, Jack Brown, says the network pays a fee for using the shows, but it's a lot lower than a commercial station would pay.
The television programs are purchased, for the most part, from the same syndicators and distributors that any station or network would get them from. But other programs we are allowed by the networks to record right off the coaxial cables in our own facilities here in Hollywood. The radio programs, some of them are produced right here in our own studios, and others are purchased from radio syndicators.
She makes you burn with a wave of her hand. That's Deep Purple and Marshall Tucker Band before that, 24 hours at a time. That's about all the time.
Radio is an important part of the system, especially for the Navy ships. AFRTS sends each station 80 hours of programming a week, and the local outlet fills the rest of the time with shows it produces itself. The network programs are sent from the Hollywood headquarters on long-playing records, and some of the top disc jockeys in the U.S. record shows of rock, country, and jazz. Personalities like Wolfman Jack, Pete Smith, and Gene Price. Morale is the whole reason for the service, and one thing that may help contribute to that is the lack of commercials.
We do not, of course, attempt to make any revenue from our program service. Under our existing agreements with the industry, as we call it, all the programs that we do obtain from them are stripped of the commercials, if you will, the advertisements, and go without any commercials to our forces. We do take advantage of the chance to put in some pieces of information that we believe will be useful to the service person around the world, information that concerns his career, his pay or benefits, or other programs designed to support him and his or her family in the service. We insert some of these into the programs where we have taken out the commercial.
Don't let drugs get between you and what you want out of life.
AFRTS headquarters is the center of a global web of stations, but there are only a couple of radio studios and no television studio. Most of what goes on here is recording and editing, both for radio and TV. Master videotapes from the commercial networks are transferred to dozens of cassettes at a time, packed into special boxes and mailed to more than 50 circuits. A circuit might consist of 5 or 6 stations in an area of the world, and when one airs its tapes, it passes them on to the next one down the line until they finally come back to Hollywood.
You all set for CBS Newspeak?
Television news and sports shows are sent directly to stations because they're so timely. Radio news and sports are carried live. Now, you may have heard an announcer say that a program was being broadcast to our armed forces overseas, and now you know that it's done through AFRTS. What's next for the American Forces Network? Construction is already underway on new radio facilities, and outside, a huge microwave satellite dish is in place, so the network can beam its television programs directly to the stations, and someday, even live shows to ships at sea.